In this video, I'll demonstrate how to correct any modelling errors that you might find in your tasks. So corrective modelling task E says open the structural volume 1 project information model from the published directory. Now during a competition that will be made available to you on BIM 360, but for these general exercises they will be in the file or in the Google Drive links that you have. So here we have the published directory and the files that you have available to you. I've already downloaded these files, so I've got them on my local machine. And it says volume 1, so we can see here, WSUK19 originator. We have all volumes for a staircase model that we'll use, and we've got volume 1s, structural, mechanical, all disciplines, architectural. So there's the structural model. So the first task is open that. While that's opening, task 2 says remove any erroneous diagonal structural bracings. Now normally I wouldn't use any really technical terms, but this is something that's used quite a lot in the construction industry. Erroneous, if we just go and look, it's just errors. So any errors that you've found, and for this one it says we're looking for diagonal structural bracings through the stairwell room. So here is the model itself, and if you look at your drawing sheets that are provided, you'll find that this space here is room 301, but it's speaking about it vertically up and through that. So if we even just pick up some of the structure at this point, we can rotate around and we'll see, yeah, there are some bracings that actually, if we put a staircase in, these bracings here, these diagonal ones coming through, they're going to block any staircases that we have going in there. So first thing is, it says we have to remove them, and any other errors that you've found, you can just go ahead and remove them. So for this one, that's pretty much it. We're looking at remove any of the erroneous diagonal structural bracings through the stairwell in that space and in that room. We've done it. But saving the project as project requirements. So really we should have this collaborated to a work in progress folder. So let's do that. So we'll say collaborate. Yes, I want to save the model locally as well. And then using BIM 360, it's just taken the name that I already had. So we'll double check that at this point. So we have save as per project requirement. So if you go back to your BEP, the BEP was telling you it was WSUK19, whatever your school originator is. So if we are, for this one, so we can say New College Lanarkshire is my school. So NCL would be my originator. It is volume 1, it is all levels, it is M3, it is structural. We can look at the classification of the model. If we're doing this to 19650, then the classification would be removed from the name, and then sequential number 0001, and again just look to the BEP to make sure that the description is correct. So I'll put this into the Nclan hub. If it's the World Skills Competition or wherever we're going to go with it. I think I've got a space set up here. We'll go to project files. There's the WSUK19 project, and this is structural work in progress. Initiate. So the very first step for this was remove any erroneous diagonal bracings only, save the project, and then issue it for coordination. So there's a couple of points to be required, a couple of points to be achieved here. So it's uploading it to the cloud, and then we need to go through an issue for coordination. There we go. So it's successfully collaborated, which means that it's going to be in BIM 360 in structural work in progress. There we go. Just making sure that if you go back to task A, looking at task A in step 12, would show us, if I go back to here, So we just need to double check at each point that publish latest has been selected. There we go. And if it isn't, and it says there is a later version, then we can publish latest from here within Revit straight to BIM 360. So that would be the file saved, and it's the most up-to-date latest version for that. To put that into our shared file, look back to task A12 video, and what it does is it takes us through again our validation checklist. So if we look here, there's our validation checklist document. There we go. And we would put the file, we can open it from the work in progress area, and then we can validate that using the validation checklist and put it into the shared folder. So again, there is a video on that on task A12. Okay, and the way we would do that is once the model is completely up to date and you've checked that it's up to date within Revit, so that's published latest, what I'm going to do is download the source file from work in progress. It's downloading now, and then we can open that from the downloads. So that's a file there. So if I open that, it's going to detach it. So it's detaching as a central model, it's detaching. So we'll say save this model as a central model or work with it temporarily. Well, we're going to put it into shared, so we can say work with it temporarily. And then I would like to put that collaborate in the cloud. Yes, save the model and continue. Again, work with it temporarily. Not too concerned with where it's going to save it locally just now. I'm more interested that it goes into the correct folder. So we can say this time Nclan. Again, I'll put it in this folder that I've set up for it. WSUK19, but it's going to shared. Okay, so when we validate a model, we're validating it into a shared folder. And we're doing that so other disciplines can use it. And then it's at this point that we'll take the validation checklist and say, does the Revit model file name conform to standard? Check the name against the BEP, and then review and fix any error messages. So again, just going through each of these steps. Again, any time that we validate a model into shared for other disciplines to use. Also remember that when we go into any time that we're in BIM 360, we can look into here and just double check our attributes. So when we have the attributes for the Uniclass data or status code, etc., just make sure that we're filling them in. So shared this time it said was for coordination, and we know coordination is S1, suitable for coordination. So just make sure that you fill all the details in, hit save, and then this file would be PDF'd as a validation checklist and put into, again, the shared folder or an admin folder, wherever you're being asked to. So again, just check out task A12 for that and you'll see that video.